Listen to that sound. That's the sound of terror echoing across the African plains. What you're about to witness will shake you to your core, because when nature turns deadly, only the bravest souls dare to intervene. Picture this. A peaceful morning in the wilderness suddenly erupts into chaos as a massive python wraps its crushing coils around a defenseless mother zebra. Her foal watches helplessly as death slowly tightens its grip. But this isn't just another story of survival gone wrong. This is the story of ordinary people who became extraordinary heroes in the face of unimaginable danger. I'm about to show you footage that most people will never see. Raw, unfiltered moments where courage meets compassion and where split-second decisions determine who lives and who dies. By the end of this video, you'll understand why these fearless rescuers risked everything for a wild animal they'd never met before. You'll witness tactics that saved a life when every second counted. And you'll see proof that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons, but our willingness to act when others freeze in fear. But first, let me tell you something that will change how you see this entire rescue. These heroes had no training for this situation, no special equipment, no backup plan. They had only their instincts and an unshakable belief that every life matters. What they accomplished in the next few minutes defied every expert's expectations. The python struck without warning. One moment, the zebra was grazing peacefully with her young foal nearby. The next moment, 30 feet of pure muscle erupted from the tall grass like a living nightmare. The serpent's strategy was flawless. Target the mother, separate her from her offspring, and crush the life from her body with relentless pressure. Watch closely as the coils tighten around the zebra's torso. Each squeeze forces more air from her lungs. Each constriction brings her closer to suffocation. The python's patience is terrifying because it knows time is on its side. No predator in nature can maintain this level of sustained pressure. No prey animal can escape once those coils lock into place. The foal's desperate cries pierce the morning air. It circles frantically, unable to understand why its mother won't respond to its calls. This young zebra will become an orphan unless someone intervenes. But who would be crazy enough to challenge a predator this powerful? That's when they appeared on the horizon. A group of wildlife enthusiasts who happened to be in the wrong place at exactly the right time. They could have driven away. They could have called for professional help and waited. They could have filmed from a safe distance like so many others do. Instead, they made a choice that would define them forever. The team leader assessed the situation in seconds. The python had achieved a death grip. The zebra's breathing was becoming labored. Her struggles were growing weaker. Traditional rescue methods wouldn't work here because pythons don't release their prey until it stops moving permanently. This called for something unprecedented. But here's what makes this rescue truly remarkable. These weren't trained animal handlers or professional wildlife experts. They were regular people who refused to let fear paralyze them. A teacher, a mechanic, a nurse, and a college student. 4 individuals who had never worked together before this moment. 4 strangers who were about to attempt something that seasoned professionals would consider impossible. The python sensed their approach and tightened its grip defensively. The zebra's eyes began to glaze over as oxygen deprivation took its toll. Her foal's cries became more frantic. The rescuers had minutes, maybe less, before the situation became irreversible. What happened next will challenge everything you think you know about human courage. These 4 heroes developed a strategy on the spot that required perfect timing, absolute trust, and nerves of steel. One mistake would mean death for the zebra, and potentially serious injury for themselves. The first phase of their plan was about to begin. The mechanic approached first, moving with deliberate steps that betrayed his racing heart. His calloused hands trembled slightly as he reached for the python's tail section. This wasn't like fixing an engine or replacing brake pads. This was life and death, with no room for error. The teacher positioned herself near the zebra's head, speaking in soothing tones that seemed almost absurd given the circumstances. But her voice carried purpose. Animals respond to calm energy, and right now, keeping the zebra as relaxed as possible could buy them precious seconds. The nurse monitored the zebra's breathing patterns, counting each labored exhale. Her medical training kicked in as she assessed the animal's condition. Shallow breaths, rapid pulse visible in the neck, signs of shock beginning to set in. They were running out of time faster than anyone realized. The college student grabbed a long branch from nearby, testing its strength. This would be their leverage tool, their way to create space between the coils and the zebra's body. But using it required precision that could mean the difference between success and tragedy. Watch what happens when the mechanic makes contact with the python's tail. The serpent's entire body responds instantly, muscles rippling with defensive tension. The coils around the zebra tighten reflexively, causing her to gasp audibly. This reaction was expected, but seeing it happen still sent chills through the rescue team. The python's head swiveled toward the threat, tongue flicking rapidly to assess this new danger. For a moment, predator and rescuer locked eyes. 30 million years of evolutionary programming told the snake to maintain its grip and eliminate any interference. Human compassion demanded the opposite response. The teacher began her approach from the opposite end, creating a dilemma for the python. Which threat should it focus on? This split-second confusion was exactly what the team needed. The serpent's attention divided, its grip loosened by mere millimeters. That tiny window of opportunity was all they needed to execute phase 2 of their improvised plan. The college student inserted the branch between the python's body and the zebra's rib cage, creating the first gap they'd managed to achieve. The nurse immediately slipped her hands into that space, feeling for the zebra's breathing patterns. The python realized what was happening and began to shift its coils, trying to regain its crushing advantage. But now it was fighting on 2 fronts, dealing with interference from multiple angles. The rescuers had successfully disrupted its killing strategy. What you just witnessed proves that heroism isn't about training or equipment. It's about ordinary people making extraordinary choices when life hangs in the balance. Today, a mother zebra breathes free because 4 strangers refused to let fear win. Their courage reminds us that compassion has the power to overcome nature's cruelest moments.